afternoon, everybody. It's October the 5th. I had a doctor's appointment this afternoon. Took the rest of the day off work. Thought I'd come out here and hunt. I'm hunting by myself. I'm hunting out of Jared's tree stand. This happens to be my feeders out of corn. So Jared, he had texted me because I'd stopped by his house. He wasn't home. I asked where he was at because I'd gotten something for him. I was going to drop it off. And he texted me just as I pulled in off the road. And I sent him a text message back, and he called. So I told him that I'd stopped by and had something for him. And I was over here hunting, and he told me, he said, "Dad, go hunt my spot." And he said, "Now, Dad, you got to stay in there until about 7. He said, "According to the pictures, that's when the buck's coming in. Big 9-point we're after." So I'm out here. I'm in his tree stand. So it's a little bit different setup that I'm not used to. So I'm going to try to get everything adjusted for me. And got to remember how to put it back for him. You know, you've seen the videos of his spot, but I'm going to take the camera off the stand, and I'm going to show you, the area I'm hunting. This is the area I'm hunting, and of course this is behind. And this is to my left. And there's an old wooden tree stand. I don't know if you can see it or not. It's right there. You can still see where somebody nailed 2x4s into 2 trees, which we're not supposed to do. So I don't know if that was prior to the club getting this property or not. But here's his spot, and he's had a lot of activity. But he told me to keep my eye to the right, because it seems like them deer come up from back there. Come running around behind that pine and in, or they're just over the edge of the hill over there. And they'll come around and come in. So I'm gonna get the camera back on the stand and get set up, quieten down. It's 10 to 4, so I've got at least a 3-hour set in here. I hope something comes in quicker than that. Just have to wait and see. about 6:25 and 6:35, excuse me. About 6:25, I had a black bear come in right here to my right, and he got within bow range, but I don't have bear stamp, and of course, you know, here in West Virginia it's illegal to hunt bear over feed, so there was no way I would have shot him. But he come up behind a pine tree just to my right about 60 yards, and he come out from behind it and got within 30 yards, and I coughed, and when I coughed he stopped, he looked, and then I stood up in a tree stand and he took off. But that might mean that I'm not going to get a chance to see any deer, I don't know. But I'm in here till there's no more light to shoot, so we'll just have to see what happens. Afternoon, everybody. This is Juddy with J&J True Outdoor Adventures. It's October the 10th, 2016, Columbus Day. I'm off work. I didn't go and do any hunting this morning, but I'm headed over that way now. It's about 2:45 in the evening. Go over for an evening hunt and see if I can't get into something. Jared, of course, he's off this week, and that's because him and Louisa had a baby Thursday, Colton David, 6 pounds, 10 ounces, 18.5 inches long. This makes my 4th grandchild. It's their 2nd child, and so he's off this week, and of course he's staying with Louisa to help her around the house. They've got a little 3-year-old girl, Lexi, so it's just me going over here this evening. And I better go ahead and end this video right now because I'm going through town. So next one will be I'll be in the woods. Well, I'm here. Just got over here to the club and I'm getting ready to go in. I got to get my bow out, my safety harness, and my backpack. But just got here. Doesn't look like anybody else is here. But you know, it's a weekday. Not everybody's off on Columbus Day. So I'm gonna head into the woods, and I don't know if I'm gonna go to my tree stand, my 2nd tree stand, or maybe sit in one of Jared's. But go in here and see if, can't wait for an old big boy to walk in front of us and try and get another deer on the truck and in the freezer. So just to let y'all know I'm here. Afternoon, everybody. This is Juddy of J&J True Outdoor Adventures. I'm in here by myself this evening. It's October the 10th, 2016. And decided to come in for an evening hunt. Today is Columbus Day, of course, and my job, we get Columbus Day off, so didn't come this morning. Probably this morning would have been the best day to be in here, because it may be in the upper 30s, very low 40s, foggy, but this past week, Jared, the other part of J&J True Outdoor Adventures, him and his wife had their baby on Thursday, Colton David. He weighs 6 pounds, 10 ounces, 18.5 inches long. He was born at 1:10 in the afternoon on Thursday, and she came home Saturday, so there was no hunting Saturday. And my other son from North Carolina come up, him and his wife and my 2 other grandkids. And so it's been a busy weekend. And kind of just really, I didn't really say catch up on sleep. It's just I got up at 7 and I could have got over here, but I just waited to do this afternoon. So I'm in my stand, I'm ready to hunt, and keep my fingers crossed. My feeder is empty, so I don't know if anything's going to come in. So I may only hunt in here for a few hours and then I'll come out. It's 10 minutes to 4 right now. I'd like to stay in here until dark. again, like I said, the feeder's empty, so I don't know if nothing's coming in. Do have a mineral block out, so they may come and lick on it, but that mineral block's been out since midsummer and it's still a big block. It don't even look like anything's touching it. But I'm gonna get the camera switched around and get back and sit back and keep my fingers crossed. Maybe the big 9 or decent 8-point that we've got on camera shows up. I've already got my doe in the freezer, so the does get to walk, spikes get to walk, 4-points get to walk. Everything gets to walk, except for there's a couple that we've kind of had our eyes on, so I'm hoping one of them will come in. Well, it's 6 o'clock. I haven't heard nothing but squirrels barking. They've been all down in there, just a barking and a barking, carrying on. And I know it ain't because they see me. I've been watching, haven't seen nothing. Seen some squirrels on the ground earlier, but it's, like I said, 6 o'clock right now. Probably got there's not a cloud in the sky, so probably got about an hour and 15 minutes left to hunt. Good shooting light. But with no corn in the feeder, my feeder didn't even go off, so I'm thinking the battery's dead. But I know it was empty last Saturday evening, so my chances of probably seeing something here is probably slim. If I knew exactly the route they were taking, and that's what I should have done today, was just done some walking this evening and see if I could pick up some trails. I mean, there's trails here, but not knowing for sure which ones they're using coming in, and try to get between my feeder and where these trails are coming from. Maybe caught them coming in, but if my feeder's empty and Jared's feeder's empty, more than likely these deer are going somewhere else where somebody's got their feeders full. But I like being out in the woods. I want to shoot a buck, nice buck, but if it's not my day to do it, it's not my day. But I enjoy being in the woods. I love watching these squirrels chase each other and stuff. And that's the thing about hunting. It's not about this 160, 180 inch class buck. Anything you harvest from hunting is a trophy in your eyes. Might not be a trophy in somebody else's eyes, but it's a trophy in your eyes, and the good Lord gave you the opportunity to take it. So this stuff of judging somebody's trophy by how large the rack is, that's ridiculous. I mean, I've seen debates and debates and debates on Facebook, and West Virginia has some nice rack bucks. You just got to get in there and find them. And we don't have the terrain, we don't have the food available to them like you do out in Ohio and all this farm country. That's the reason why I started this video, me and Jared. started these videos is because this is true hunting. You know, they have acorns to eat. Yeah, we put out corn, salt block, but these deer don't have the farms. They don't have the soybean. They don't have the corn fields to go and eat. They don't have the minerals. You know, there's a lot of minerals in the ground, but not enough to get these giant racked bucks that everybody watches on TV and everybody wants to kill. So, you know, if the good Lord puts a deer in my path and I decide to take it and I get it, it's because He gave it to me to take. And it's a trophy in my eyes and in my family's eyes. We don't judge by how big a rack it's got or how big a score it's going to get. So, just my little rant. I'm going to shut this camera off, get it back on the stand, get it aimed back down at the sight, and see if the good Lord puts something in my path. Good morning, everybody. It's October the 15th. It's West Virginia Bridge Day, 2016. Jared and I just got into the stands. It's about 6:20, and we're ready to hunt. We're going to be here all day. We'll go out about noon, or maybe 11, and eat lunch. And then we're going to come back in, do some work on the stands, and then after that, let's stay in here the rest of the day to hunt. So we'll cut this camera off, get the light turned off, get back on the mount, and we'll report back later. Alright, everybody, it's about 8 minutes till 9. Heard Jared's feeder go off. Haven't seen nothing. Seen one chipmunk out in front of me. Stood up a little bit ago. I seen a couple squirrels behind me. But my feeder didn't go off. This just hasn't been our year for feeders, between the bears tearing them down and having to replace the buckets and issues. Just, I don't know. We had to replace the lids on the buckets, on the ones we had, and you can't find the metal lids, so we got plastic lids. Well, something's eating the tops of them, so what you put in your feeder is getting damp, getting wet. We filled my feeder Tuesday. Checked the clock and everything on it. You know, when I was in here Monday, it had went off that evening, but it was empty. So, don't know what's wrong with mine, but I went out yesterday, got me and Jared 2 new feeders. We got the kind that use the ball that a deer do to nudge the corn out, but we're not going to put that in there. We're going to take our timers and motor and everything off these old buckets. We've had these buckets for 10, 12 years, and we're going to replace the bucket. And then I'm going to check everything out real good. I'm going to test the motor, because I worked on that back in the spring. Worked on the motors and everything. Like I said, I heard Jared's go off. It was 7:30. His went off. And I thought mine was set to go off at 7. But I never heard it. And, you know, here it is going on 9 o'clock. Still haven't heard it. So, just not our year to be putting out feeders. There's plenty of mass on the ground, but you know, also, you know, this week, you know, we've got full moon. Well, I think actual full moon's tonight, but it's been clear and the moon's been out. So deer moving at night. It's cooler at night because it's still, you know, in the upper 60s, low 70s. So I think this full moon, they call it the hunter's moon, but it's not helping us at all. Like I said, haven't seen anything this morning. And I don't know if Jared's seen anything or not. I'll be checking with him probably about an hour. We're going to come out, get something to eat, and come back in, pull these feeders down. We've got the bags, you know, we filled both of them, so we're going to have to dump what corn's in them out. So we'll just put that back in the bags and then change out the buckets and everything, and get them hung and fill them back up again. But been a slow morning. Of course, like I said, it's West Virginia Bridge Day today, and we prefer to be in the tree than going and walking across a 900 foot from the gorge bridge that people jump off with their parachutes. That's just not us. We'd rather be in the woods hunting. So get this camera flipped back around and see if we can hopefully catch something coming in. If not, it might be this evening. Well, it's 5 minutes to 4. Jared and I are back in our tree stands. We went out about 10:30, 11 o'clock, got lunch, come back in, worked on our feeders, and he worked on his stand a little bit, getting his camera arm in the right place and everything. When we was going out, just as we was coming out to the hard road where my truck's parked, we seen a doe, probably 80, 100 yards away, and she'd come out from the right side, looking down towards the road. She come out from the right side, was feeding on acorns, crossed the road over to the other side. That's the only deer we've seen. So, like I said, we went and ate lunch, got lunch over with, come in here and took care of Alvin's feeder, and we'd got the new buckets and we changed everything out, drilled holes, mounted our motor and everything, because these were the kind that deer bump the ball and corn falls out. We just needed the bucket. You can't buy just the buckets, at least we can't find them around here locally. Maybe order them online. So we got all that changed out. And then we went back and was just sitting, kind of relaxing. And I finally decided it's time to come in. So we're back in now. Got my thermocell, thank goodness. Jared forgot his. But when we were sitting out at the four-wheeler on the trail, just kind of relaxing, the gnats were just so bad. So I broke out the thermocell, and it works. You know, a lot of people sit there and say it don't work, but they work. So if you don't have a thermocell and you hate mosquitoes and gnats flying around you and stuff, get you a thermocell. They do work. You know, it usually takes about, once you start, it usually takes about 10 minutes. And that pad heats up enough, you'll start seeing a little smoke come off of it. And that's the repellent. And they don't seem to bother the deer. Of course, Thermacell makes repellent pads that give off really no scent. So, just a word of advice, Thermacells do work. So I'm going to get the camera turned back around and get it aimed back down here. Keep our fingers crossed something comes in. And we'll just have to hope it does. because temperatures right now, I checked my phone, it was showing 70 degrees. So it's hot out here. So I'm going to change the battery on the camera. See, it's flashing already. So go ahead and turn it off and get it turned around. It's about 6:30. Starting to get dusk. Jared and I are still in here. The feeders went off. All I've had come in is squirrels and chipmunks. We'll hold out for as long as we can until there's no light left to really see her sights. And then we'll pack up and head out. I guess with the warm temperatures and nuts are falling, I guess with all that, deer's not coming to the corn until late. Of course, we've got a full moon, so deer are doing a lot of moving at night. But I just thought I'd give a report. We're still holding out.